looks good. Leo Santa Cruz defends his title. I forgot he was a champion at featherweight, but he defends his title against Rafael Rivera. And he won by unanimous decision in a, what else? A good scrap. It's Leo Santa Cruz. He's mini Margarito. He's going to throw a lot of punches. Though he threw less punches this fight, he's going to take some shots. He took some pretty big shots. Rivera came to fight. But I wonder if it was Oscar Valdez in there or a guy with a higher knockout ratio. This guy did have 17 knockouts in 30 fights. So his knockout percentage wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. I wondered because he was throwing bombs. He was throwing with ferocity and intensity, kind of like Oscar Valdez does with each and every single punch he threw, at least before his jaw was broken. Then that kind of taught him, and then Eddie Reynoso. I'll get to Oscar Valdez in a second. You guys know he's probably my favorite fighter fighting today. But Leo Santa Cruz put on a show. They went at it in the last round for the last couple 30 seconds. In the end of the last couple rounds, they did that. Leo saw that this guy, that he overmatched this guy, that he was the more skilled guy, that he was a bigger guy, and this guy couldn't hurt him. He was more skilled. He was a harder puncher. He's bigger, so he didn't really have to try that hard. He didn't really have to adjust to anything like he did against Frampton or Abner Maris. So you didn't see a Leo Santa Cruz that we have in the past that's jabbing and moving. We saw a Leo Santa Cruz that is more of a brawler, that's come forward type of fighter. His dad, who's his trainer, was telling him, he's like, hey, don't stay inside, don't brawl with him, start moving around because this guy's throwing bombs and he could be dangerous. But Leo does it for the fans. And like I said, this guy didn't pose too much of a threat. But what I did like was after the fight, he said, right away, the first name he said was Oscar Valdez. And we know, as they say, he's on the other side of the pond. But he called him out. He said, I want to fight Oscar Valdez, Gary Russell, Warrington. He said, hell, I'll even do a third one with Frampton. So let's do it. They said, when? He said, June or July. So I love that. I love the attitude. I love that he wants to unify. And most of all, I love that he wants to stay active this year because he hasn't fought since June. There's no reason that a guy like Leo Santa Cruz, small guys, should be fighting once or twice a year. There should be no reason, but I'll give you one reason why. He made $1 million in this fight. Yeah. Leo Santa Cruz made $1 million. Tell you the difference between him and Rivera, about $1 million. Rivera made 20 grand. 20 grand versus 1 million. Man, that's insane. That is insane. I want to say how much I enjoyed this broadcast. I watch most of my boxing in Spanish. I believe the Spanish commentators are better. They actually commentate on the fight. They're very entertaining. And today we got a treat. I got a treat because it was Terrible Morales, Eric Morales, and Marco Antonio Barrera on commentary. They were together, and there was a guy in between them named Marquez. So that was coincidence enough. But Barrera is an excellent commentator, and Morales brings that kind of color commentary because he's a street guy. Barrera could do play-by-play, if you want to call it that. Excellent. He's an educated guy. He's so good at speaking. And Eric Morales just throws out jabs out there. So he was throwing jabs at Barrera once in a while. And the guy in between them, he said, fans find it surprising that you guys are getting along now, that you guys are friends. And Morales said, Who said we were friends? So yeah, I got a treat. I really enjoyed it. And one thing Morales said was that he was gonna do an exhibition fight with Orlando Salido. So if that's true, videos coming up, guys, on this exhibition fight. I will pay top dollar for that. You guys know I love my fun exhibition fights. I pay to watch Juanma versus Vasquez Trainer. So if there's a way I could watch this fight, I will be watching it. So undercard, Molina versus Figueroa was kind of, underwhelming. Very underwhelming. I could see a guy that is pretty past his prime in John Molina against a guy that came overweight, looked very sluggish. Figueroa coming in over, saying he came in overweight is an understatement. 6 pounds overweight. Come on, man. It's not his first time coming overweight either, man. This guy has a Frankie Gomez vibe going out. Has had that vibe for years now. So this wasn't surprising at all, man. And yeah, he won this fight. He stays unbeaten, and he's probably gonna get another payday in the future, which is unfortunate. A guy like that getting chance after chance, kind of like a Broner, man. This guy keeps losing, or he's undisciplined, a bad example for upcoming boxers. But he's going to keep getting fights. He's going to keep getting fights. And I don't really understand the appeal in Omar Figueroa staying on these cards. I don't know how popular he is, but he can't be that popular. So it wasn't even that good of a fight. I was very disappointed. That was one of the fights I was looking forward to this year because, you know, as of January 1st, January 2nd, not many fights are announced. So I thought this fight was going to be good, but I was disappointed. But other than that, the main event was pretty exciting, and the broadcast, the commentating on Fox Deportes was excellent. So I had a good time tonight watching boxing. What about you? What did you think of the fights? Who should Leo fight next? Say Oscar Valdez, please. If not Valdez, who? Thanks everybody for watching. Ooh, there's also that option of him moving up to 130 and fighting Davis eventually. He is a big featherweight, but he could do that fight too. Eventually. Thanks everybody for watching. Peace.